Hello, everybody. This is Matthew Salazar. I live in Denver, Colorado. I'm 30 years old. This is my Unit 1 assignment for surgical instrumentation. Hopefully, I don't butcher this, and hopefully, we can just get this done real quick. I have to have my other tablet here just so I can remember all the questions, so forgive me for that. So, in this assignment, we're pretty much going to be unboxing our surgical kit that we received, and we're going to be talking about 4 of the instruments, as well as the flashcards. We're going to choose 4 flashcards at random and then just basically try to read what they are, read the answers, and try to just guess what they are. And I'm basically going to be leaving you my impressions on the surgical kit. So hopefully this goes pretty smoothly. I'm going to unpack my surgical kit right now. I got it right here. I had to open it to get my surgical cap out. I got my surgical cap on. So basically, we're just going to start unboxing this. I wasn't sure exactly what we had to do entirely as far as like draping and all that, so I kind of just put the drapes down on my table. I did clean my table off before everything, just to kind of keep things clean. Oh man. So hopefully this is allowed. What I'm going to try to do, just to keep things in order, is I'm going to open the bag and then just put the instrument on top of the bag, just so that way I don't lose track of what's what, because I honestly don't know what most of these tools are right now. And it's going to be a hell of a time to try to guess, so... Let's see, hopefully my table's big enough. This is the only table that I have available to me right now. So we're just working with what we have. And then I got my flashcards right here. I just opened them up before doing the video. I'm sorry if I wasn't supposed to do that. I just got a little too excited. Okay. So it says to take out the instruments and lay them on the table in front of you. Then it says to kind of just take a few minutes and handle these items. So these ones seem pretty cool. The Lorna non-penetrating towel clamps. And then we got the Babcock forceps. Like I said, I'm just going to kind of open them up and then just leave them on top of the bag, so that way I know what's what later when I'm trying to put everything away. Because if not, I'm honestly not going to remember most of these. And then that's going to suck later when I have to put them all back up. I have no idea what this is. It doesn't even say, so... We'll figure it out. This is honestly actually pretty cool. When they said they were going to send me a surgical kit, I honestly was not expecting like actual surgical tools. I don't know what I was expecting, so this is kind of cool, to be honest. I have been to a lot of like surgery and stuff because I'm pretty clumsy and I'm prone to accidents, so I kind of have seen some of these, but honestly, as far as what they're used for, I couldn't tell you. But that's what we're here in this course for, so hopefully I'm able to learn as much as possible throughout this course. And yeah, I'm almost done opening all of these. Only retractors, those look cool. Almost done, guys. Just a few more to open. is all looking pretty cool, to be honest. I'm not even gonna lie, I was really nervous to make this video. I kind of postponed it to the last minute, procrastinated. But here we are. Hopefully this is what we need to be doing. Just 4 more instruments, guys. It's a lot. Alright, we got everything as far as those. So, one of them that I found to be interesting were, where were they? I seen them when I was pulling everything out right here. These are the Mixter right angle forceps, I'm guessing. I don't even think I could open them. It looks like they're locked right there. There we go. They have a little lock right there. So, these, from what I understand, they're used in general surgery, abdominal surgery, gynecology, cardiovascular surgeries, and they're used for vessel osculation, hemostasis, and blunt dissection, as far as I understand. So that's a pretty cool tool right there. They could also be used for gallbladder procedures, deep cavity access, and grasping the ligatures. So they're a pretty all-around useful tool. The other one that I saw that was interesting earlier was the Mayo scissors. These look pretty standard. I've seen these in my procedures before. And from what I understand, they're used for cutting dense tissues such as fascia, muscles, and tendons. They're used for cutting sutures, surgical mesh. All around, they're used in general surgeries. They could be used in a wide variety of different surgeries, all throughout the body. And then we're going to be talking next about the Foster sponge stick. I just like to talk about this because it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty interesting, to be honest. So from what I understand, this is used in gynecology procedures, general surgeries, abdominal surgeries. They have a long version of these, which are used for bariatric procedures. These are used in surgical prep. They're used for holding gauze squares. During preoperative, they're used for skin prep. They're also going to be used for absorbing blood or fluid from the operating field, and they assist in hemostasis. They could be used for tissue handling, instrument extension to kind of create a sponge stick. Put those back so I remember. And then the last one that I saw that was interesting was the mosquito forceps. So these are used for clamping blood vessels, grasping small tissues, holding sutures, delicate confined surgical procedures, dental and/or piercing procedures. And from what I understand, these are used pretty much in general surgery or all around the body. They could be used pretty much anywhere around the body, from what I understand. Pretty all-around useful tool in the operating field. Okay, so next, we're going to be talking about our flashcards. So it says to select 4 flashcards at random. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's see. Okay. So I'm going to put these over here just so I kind of remember. So this one is asking me, what is the name of this instrument and what number blade is loaded on this handle? I think this is just a scalpel, a general scalpel, and I honestly don't know what number blade is loaded on this handle. This is the image of it. Alright, I'm going to read the answers now. This is a number 3 handle. and a number 10 blade is used on this instrument. That's pretty cool. Honestly, this seems pretty logical. I didn't know that there was different types of scalpel sizes and stuff and different types of blades, but that's honestly probably pretty logical because there's a lot of different areas in the body that these tools could be used. So I think that's a pretty cool instrument. It could probably be used in a bunch of different procedures. Let's see. The next one is this instrument. I think I just talked about these. These are the Mayo scissors. And these are used like in abdominal tissues, gynecological procedures. They could be used in for like blood vessels and stuff like that. So I was right. These are curved Mayo scissors. And it pretty much says tough and heavy tissue. That honestly makes sense. They look like they could be used for that type of a tissue. They have like a strong, they have a pretty strong teeth on them and a pretty strong front. And they look like they could grip things pretty good. So I think that's pretty logical. That honestly makes sense to me when I'm just looking at that tool and handling that tool. Let's see. Let's keep going. Let's try to do something different than the ones I talked about. Oh boy. I honestly have no idea what this tool is called. There's some kind of clamp that I could tell you. And honestly, based on the teeth, like I feel like they're used for like holding on to tissue and holding on to like different parts of the tissue and to kind of hold things open, if that makes any sense. They're called Kocher clamps. So they're used for orthopedic surgeries to kind of hold onto the bones and grasp tough, heavy tissue. I think I was reading about these last night in our assignments. They are definitely used in orthopedic surgery. So that does make a lot of sense just based on the teeth on them and based on the way that they're shaped. I could see that they're used for bones. So that's overall a pretty handy tool. So these are some kind of forceps, if I'm not mistaken. I honestly have no idea what the name of this instrument could be, or what the type of tissue and anatomy they're used for. I'm gonna say they're some kind of forceps. I know I butchered that. So these are the Russian tissue forceps. They are used to remove small bone fragments and small specimen samples. So I was right, they are some kind of forceps. Shoot. I want to say that was 4, but let's just go ahead and do one more just to be safe so that way I get all of the bullet points. So this is another type of clamp, I want to say. Maybe another version of the Mayo scissors. Oh boy. These look like they could be used in almost most surgeries. My best guess is like for holding sutures or ligaments or stuff like that. So these are the Rydell needle holders. They're used for vascular surgery, most common due to delicate tips, holds, and small gauge needles. So I was kind of a little bit right on those. I'm going to be honest, I definitely need some work with these tools and getting the names and stuff right. So I'm going to be spending a lot more time with that. But overall, all of what I've read so far pretty much makes a lot of sense. Like these, obviously, they have like these are the most of the clamps. They have this little, they have a lock on them, and they also have like a place to grip. So that makes sense that these are used for gripping and like holding onto tissues and stuff. And these are just regular forceps. I know that, but I also have been learning that there's a lot of different types. So a lot of this information does make a lot of sense. Like I said, clearly I need to be working more on studying a lot of these tools because that was honestly pretty hard for me. So yeah, I honestly am excited for this new chapter in my life. Like I said, I was very nervous to record this video. Hopefully I got all of the bullet points. And I did my best to try and describe each tool. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and end the video, and I'm really excited for this next part of my journey of Herzinger University. I'm not even going to lie, this class is definitely going to be a lot harder than the other ones. So with that, I'll go ahead and end the video. Thank you for watching. Man.